Matt Smith here with Family First Life, and here in the month of April, we're doing our business development meetings a little bit differently. We're doing it virtually through, Facebook Live, YouTube, and Zoom. We are trying to abide by giving as much social distance as possible with everything that's going on in the country. So if you are someone that's looking for work, or you know someone that's looking for work, please share this video, tag your person, comment, like, etc. Get the word out, because we have a real opportunity for you to make a great living and have a new career path with Family First Life as well. In this video, it's going to be as short as possible, under 30 minutes, and we're going to talk about the industry versus Family First Life. We're going to talk about our growth patterns. We're going to talk about the results that our agents are getting. We're going to talk about the needs that we're fulfilling. We're going to talk about how you get paid. We're also going to talk about the multiple income streams you can make. We're also going to cover you where you can purchase leads, how our lead program works. We're going to talk about your compensation, our training, our carriers and companies that we represent, as well as going even over a light schedule so you understand how our business works. Those are all important things that you'll need to know. As far as my background, I grew up here in Vancouver, Washington. Great family, great parents. Thank you, Mom and Dad. I was able to be fortunate enough to play college football, which was a great opportunity. I don't recall as a kid, I don't recall insurance sales as what I wanted to do when I grew up. The nice thing is insurance found me, and have been blessed, and I've been very fortunate for me and my family for over the past 12 years. It's the best decision that I've ever made. Out of college, my family owns the world's largest Dodge Chrysler dealership, where I did finance and insurance, selling a lot of back-end products with the automobile industry. The interesting thing about different industries for our company, out of the top 25 people in our company, they come from every different background. So what I've found out is anybody can do this, whether it be an automotive background, administrative assistant, bagging groceries, people of the service industry, all the different aspects, mortgage, real estate, etc. Really doesn't matter what background that you have. What we've known is anybody can do this, which is a huge deal for you if you're looking at this opportunity as well. In regards to my background and working at the car dealership, the interesting thing about corporate America, I'm grateful and thankful for the 8 years that I spent in corporate America. The one thing that I really understood pretty quickly my last 3 years working at the dealership was I was making about $350,000 a year, which is a good living. The interesting part though is I was selling more and more back-end products, but my income was capped. So my income never really was going up. And I realized by the third year, late in my career, where I didn't see that exponential growth in my income, I started to keep my eyes open and the opportunities open in regards to what I wanted to do for a living. So I quickly went from working that W-2 job to being self-employed, where I have a real estate background, software background, mortgage background. And then when the insurance industry had found me, I've never looked back over the past 12 years. And like I said, I've been grateful and thankful for what it's done for me and my family. And it's a huge opportunity for anybody that wants to look at it. So let's talk about the industry versus Family First Life. So the industry was founded in 1760, old industry. Family First Life, we were open in December of 2013. As far as full-time life agents that are producing in the country, there's 385,000 agents. We had over 7,000 agents get paid last year, and we probably had double the amount of contracts coming in where people are getting appointed to work with Family First Life. We also, the average income in the industry is $48,000 for our full-time producers that are working 40 hours a week or more. Gross income-wise, they're at $102,000. So what a difference that can be for someone that really wants to work in this environment as a full-time person. You can make, six figures, multiple six figures to seven figures of income, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. Average age for all the other insurance companies, about 60 years old, so a very old industry. It's 35 years old here at Family First Life. And one of the big differences for most marketing organizations similar to us is you have to sign a contract in order to work from them. And really what that contract's meant to do is it's meant to protect the company, not the agent. So you can, you'll have to be with them for at least 2 years after you want to leave because they want to trap you into low compensation and other tactics as well. So long story short is one of the advantages is Family First Life, there's no contract. And that's a huge difference for anybody that's looking at do this. So you have no risk with Family First Life in that regard. So in regards to our growth, like I said, December 12, 2013 is when we first got established. In our first year of business, we did 21 million of total issue paid volume between life insurance and annuity volume. If you look at our growth curve here, like in 2016, we're at 82 million. In 2017, we're at 101 million. In 2018, we did 161. This past year, we did 207 million. And in November, we did $9 million in the month of November in life insurance premium. And I know just right now, in March, we had a record-setting month. So in the month of March, where a lot of industries are crumbling, a lot of people are getting laid off, we just had a huge record. So every single week and month, we're growing. Our goal is to hit 400 million of issue paid life and annuity premium. And I don't see any reason why this wouldn't stop us. So let's talk about the results that our agents are getting. So the first thing I would tell you is we use a 5-quinton approach to our business. So in regards to writing insurance, we sell mortgage protection, and I'll explain to you what that is when we talk about our leads, final expense, annuities, index universal life, and Medicare. And that's where we do a lot of our personal production. In regards to last year's results for issue paid numbers, which I'll explain what issue paid means here in a second, is we had 207 million of total life and annuity business. We had over 7,000 agents get paid in 2019. In 2019, we had 280 people that made over 100,000 of income. We had 92 agents that did over $200,000 of income. We had 46 agents that did over $300,000 income, 25 agents that did $400,000 worth of income, which is the Hall of Fame level for Family First Life, 11 agents that did over $500,000 of income, and 4 agents that did $600,000 of income, and 1 agent that did $700,000 of income. Now that is all personal production. That has nothing to do with owning and operating an agency, which we'll talk about here shortly. As far as fulfilling a need in the industry, I think it's really important to understand that 85% of consumers agree that most people need life insurance, but only 62% say they have it, okay? Only 44% of U.S. households own an individual life insurance policy. So a huge need because there's very low, a huge percentage of people that need individual life insurance coverage. It's and 40% of owners feel like they don't have enough coverage. And this is a $3 trillion industry. The interesting thing about this industry is 1 million seconds is 12 days. 1 billion seconds is 32 years. And 1 trillion seconds is 32,000 years. So when I say $3 trillion industry, it's a massive industry. The reason why in the beginning of the video, I talked about this being recession proof. So the next thing is let's talk about how you get paid as a personal producer. So on average, you will collect an $83 premium in a house when you meet with a client. The insurance companies annualize that premium for 12 months times $1,000. That would basically, the carriers advance 75% of that up front, and I'll talk about compensation, but at 100% compensation, that means that you would get $750 that is dropped into your bank account within about 2 days of when you sit down and meet a client. That's pretty unique in regards to the insurance industry. A lot of people have to wait a long period of time in order to get paid. We specialize in a lot of simplified issue non-medical life insurance. That presents the opportunity to cover clients quick, give them what they want where they don't have to do physicals, and protect them and make sure that their households are taken care of. So we talked about that mortgage protection, final expense, index universal life, what that looks like for income, okay? and on months 10, 11, and 12, how you get the other $250. As far as annuity production, so you only need a life and health license to do a fixed index annuities. On average, just using a $100,000 annuity, 5% commission, you make about $5,000 that would drop in your account every single month. Most of our agents will at least do one annuity a month, to give you an idea. So it's really easy for someone, if just for annuity business alone, to make 6 figures for personal production. So that's a huge opportunity for you as well. Lastly, on MedSup and MedAdvantage, you can do zero premium policies where it pays you about $562 the first year. You get $260 of renewal money for as long as that policy stays on the books. And to give you an idea, if you sold 10 of these a month for 3 years, you'd make $93,000 of lifetime renewable income just by you selling 10 of these a month. So those are the different ways that we make money on our personal pen. Here is how we get you in front of the clients that are ready to purchase. So our lead program, we specialize in mortgage protection, where people fill out forms just like these. And what they have is they have date of birth, height, weight, all that. They sign it and send it back into you, and you get it. I remember when I first got in this industry and I found out about the lead program. It was actually what attracted me to this space, because I've been in sales my whole life, and I'm attracted to people that are ready to purchase. Well, I thought, if someone's taken the time to fill out a form and ask their spouse, hey, honey, how much do you weigh? And then they sign it and send it in, they're pretty serious about getting some insurance from you, right? So the other thing is, you got final expense, where they're trying to alleviate the burden on their family for burial costs. That's another huge industry for us, and we do that through direct mail as well. And we do it through our social media. So we do it through Facebook, internet, etc. So, and then lastly, we have turning 65 to 66. So these are our Medicare clients that we can go out and help. We can also eventually talk to them about retirement accounts, but it's a huge industry for you to be dominant at. Now, we pay the highest compensation in the industry. Most independent marketing organizations can start you out at a 35% comp. So instead of the 100% comp using the $1,000, you would make $350 of money. Here at Family First Life, we start out at 80% all the way up to top comp at 140%. And the greatest part about it is we give vested renewals from day one. What that means on your permanent products like Index Universal Life and Whole Life products, you're going to get paid as that policy renews every single year. So the nice thing about you, if you go out and really hit it hard on the streets as far as personal production, you can literally turn on your lights, right? That annual review, that next year, and you'll get paid again on your policies. Huge deal, huge deal. There's not an industry that I'm aware of that has any sort of income. The environment that I came previous to Family First Life, they started individual agents at 55, and their top compensation was 110. So you can see with our top compensation being 140, that means if you wrote that $1,000 policy, by the way, that you would make $1,400 in your bank account. So that's how the percentages work and are in your favor. The other big difference is what's extremely impressive is our president, Sean Mike, he said top comp's not good enough. We need to have additional bonuses for managers that are vice presidents and above. So if you're running a agency of $150,000 or more, you're eligible for a Family First Life bonus. Well, there's multiple people in our company that actually make 7 figures in bonus money every single month. And we've had, right now, there's over 35 different agents that are receiving bonuses right now on top of personal production, their agency override income. So I know right now Sean Mike is paying out over $7 million of bonus money, which really takes a 140 contract and probably puts it at a 150 to 155 once you get all your bonuses in place. So if you're someone that's looking to build a business, there's not a better place with Family First Life. The other thing that's extremely unique is we have the best training in the industry. You're going to learn from people that are in the field, that are hitting Hall of Fame type numbers. If you don't know anything about our industry, most places don't have a whole bunch of people that do $400,000 on their own pen every year. Family First Life, that's a very normal scenario, and we're going to set another record this year in 2020 in regards to multiple Hall of Fame producers. Those are the type of agents that you're going to learn from and get mentored from, which is huge. And the managers that make the seven figures, etc., those are the type of people that you always are going to learn from. So you're never going to see or hear from people that don't have extreme amount of success in the industry that you're wanting to work in. We have Inside the Sale podcast and True Talk every single week. We do an advanced market sales on Facebook on Thursdays, and we do a next level call on Fridays every single week. That's videos for you to plug into and participate in. The other big deal is we have now 175 business development meetings across the country. So not only are you learning virtually right here, but you're able to go to your local area, sit in a meeting, and learn from people in your city how they're doing, what they're doing, how they're adapting to it. So no matter where you get hired from, you'll be able to locate to a meeting and get local support and training. We're one big team, we're one big family First Life, which makes our situation very unique. Lastly, we do a lot of live dials on Zoom. So you get to see agents call the same leads that you would purchase, for example, and deal with the same, setting appointments or objection or whatever it may be throughout the process. So our training is second to none. We're going to give you the tools that you need to be extremely successful. As far as our agency building, to give you an understanding on how this would work, if you're a vice president and you were at 120% contract and you had another agency that you are agent that you hired at $100, if that person sold that $1,000 of premium in the house, you would make $200 on every policy that they sell. Now, if they had to extrapolate these numbers, if you had an agent C and they were, doing 200 grand a month and you had a 10-point spread, that's $20,000. If it was a 20-point spread, you'd be making $40,000. Obviously, with top comp, it goes to 140. The best part about it is, as I mentioned before, if you have another agency that hits 140 that you brought on, you still get a bonus off of that production, which is an extremely big deal. As far as the companies and carriers we represent, you'll be an independent agent, which allows you access to work with multiple A-rated insurance companies. So all these companies you see here, like Americo, they're the number one individually owned insurance company in the country. So you'll be able to work with them. They pay 8% additional compensation to you writing your personal production. So there's always these bonuses, trips, incentives for you to keep going and keep getting better with Family First Life. Mutual of Omaha, John Hancock, Athene, these are all very popular names in financial services industry. Foresters, Columbia Financial, Global Atlantic, Transamerica, all household names that you'll have access to. And the main thing that you need to understand is they're going to pay your clients when they die that tax-free check, which is extremely important for you to understand. To give you an idea on what a full-time schedule looks like, most producers, they're going to book about 30 appointments. You'll sit with probably 20 people a week, and because of the current environment, not necessarily have to sit with them. That's where we do majority of our business is in houses, but we can also do virtual Zoom meetings and telephone calls as well. So with sitting with people, you're usually in a house about 20 or an hour to do an appointment. So that's 20 hours a week. You're going to dial the phone probably 8 hours to set your appointments up, have a little bit of pending business in 2 hours a week. That's a 40-hour week. That's what a 40-hour week looks like, and that's what that six-figure income would generate if you just followed this type of schedule. As far as what our schedules look like, we do the live dials on Mondays, and we set up Tuesday and Wednesday to run appointments. Same thing Thursday for Friday and Saturday. We have all our training in here, hiring, etc. This is just an example of what our work week would look like if you're wanting to make that six-figure multiple income scenario. So if you're someone that's looking to get started, you simply have to be 18 years old. We'll be able to pay for your course if you want to get started. So whoever invited you to this video, please get back to them and Family First Life will pay for your online course. So if you're unemployed, or if you're laid off right now, or whatever the scenario you have, or you want that side hustle, or you're looking to do this full time, we'll pay for your course online. You can start studying, and within 2 weeks or less, you'll have your insurance license. You'll be able to print money in your basement like you've never seen before. So I appreciate your time. Thanks for having us on, and I'll talk to you soon.